Okay, so welcome to the Intern NE powered by Aksarben podcast. I'm Shonna Dorsey here with my co-host. I'm working on this.
Partner in crime.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Justin Krug. Hi.
Good to see you.
One of the co-hosts.
Yes.
Work at Workshop.
Good to see you again.
Oh, it's always a good day when I get to see you, Shonna.
Very
Come
sweet.
on.
So today we have Will with us.
Hi. Great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So, Justin, thanks for introducing us to Will. We've always been trying to figure out how to have like a good mix of guests. So like not only hiring managers who work with interns, but interns who are doing internships. So tell us about how you learned about the workshop experience. Actually, let's back it up. Where do you go to school?
Yeah, so I actually just graduated from UNL
Awesome.
last weekend.
Congratulations.
Thank you. With a bachelor's degree in software engineering.
Excellent.
So yeah, moving on to come on full-time at Workshop after 2 years of an internship there. So
great. So did you just do like summer internships, or how'd you intern there?
Yeah, so I started back in May of 2022 and was full-time for that summer back when we were in the ConAgra buildings.
Oh yeah. In true startup fashion,
Yeah, wherever you can.
Yeah.
Yep. Squeezed in there. And then I interned throughout my junior year part-time, and then came back full-time over the summer of 2023, and then was part-time again during my senior year.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been kind of on the team on and off, part-time, full-time for the past 2 years.
Awesome. I have lots of questions, but please go, Justin.
Oh, I do. Yes. I was so enthused and excited because obviously with Intern NE, I think one of the biggest value adds, right, is for people like you, but rewind 2 years ago, where it's like they're looking for these internship opportunities and don't know really what to expect. So do you mind just like sharing a little bit about your experience? A couple areas I'd love you to touch on specifically are balancing, school and the internship. And also, what was your decision to maybe stay at Workshop versus bouncing around? I know that's very common. And one of the benefits, frankly, of internships, right, is being able to go experience things at different orgs. So would love to hear maybe why'd you plant your roots at Workshop?
Yeah. So after that first summer, I had gotten to work on a ton of projects that were super cool to me. Some projects that were actually being used by our customers, merge tags being one of them, which I know is something that we kind of advertise and sell off of a fair amount. Yeah. So being able to work on those things that our actual customers were using was really cool. And I really didn't see myself getting as closely involved with as talented of a team as we have at Workshop. So I really didn't feel the need to go elsewhere. I was already learning probably more than I was learning in a lot of my courses just by interacting with the other software engineers and then also salespeople and learning how we sell our product, learning how to grow a team. When I joined, I think I was the 14th, and now we're somewhere above 50.
Yeah.
So it's been an awesome journey to be able to see the company grow to the size that it has. And yeah, I definitely think there is some benefit to going and seeing some different companies, seeing some different size companies, whether it's one of the big 5 tech companies out there. But there's also some benefit to staying local and staying at these small businesses in Nebraska. And I think that's what the goal of the Intern Nebraska program is to kind of allow those smaller companies that maybe don't have that large budget to hire interns like myself that can, one, produce very quality work for these companies that don't have as many resources, and just gain experience in the industry.
Definitely.
Clip it. Wrap it up.
No, that's so good. That will definitely end up being a clip. It's just perfect. But because you named or said or shared so many things that make internships valuable experiences. So can you tell us a little bit about what attracted you to Workshop in the first place?
Yeah, so my older brother was actually the first intern at Workshop.
Oh, wow.
Ian Anderson.
We got the better brother on the podcast today. Love you, Ian.
Yeah. So I heard about it through him and was wanting to go to a more startup like company. After my freshman year, I did a research internship and figured out that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But didn't want to go to some big corporate company where my work wasn't going to get used and I was going to be building something that was going to get put on a shelf. So that was what really, really attracted me to Workshop. I think was my early conversations with Ben, our CTO, him saying that he immediately wants to kind of throw me in the deep end and see how I can swim. And turns out that's how I learn best.
Yeah.
So
I'd say he's swimming pretty well because for background, Will, you alluded to this earlier, but for our listeners, Will and I work together. I am on the sales side of Workshop's team. And frankly, I just had a call today where what you built was actually a really, really important sticking point of the requirements for this company. So to echo that point of what you're working on and building, even as an intern, actually mattering, yes, we might win this opportunity with this super amazing company because of the work that you're doing. So
totally.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just going to say too, then that starts to make a really big difference for you because you feel like the work you're doing is meaningful and having an impact. And like you said, not sitting on a shelf, it's not throwaway work, busy work. It's meaningful, potentially very high impact work.
Yep. And being able to work there for 2 years, kind of during the school year, and I've been able to work on a variety of projects, both kind of on that customer facing side and then also on the internal tooling side.
Yeah.
Because I've been working during school, it's kind of difficult to stick to deadlines just because school is so up and down. There's some weeks where I have 40 hours of school a week and I can't put any hours into Workshop. And thankfully they've been very flexible with my hours there. But it's allowed me to kind of take on my own projects. So being able to integrate with our CRM platform that we use, HubSpot, and bring data into our platform and push data out of our platform into HubSpot so that the sales team and the marketing team can better access and reach our customers. And then we have more data about our customers in our platform. So it's been cool to kind of experience both sides of that, both sides of our product from, the part that customers see and then the part that we use internally.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I know a little birdie told me that there was some recognition that you recently were awarded. So on top of graduating, being a part of a really prestigious program at UNL, you were recognized for an award. So I'd love for you to share a little bit more about that, if you don't mind, Will.
Yeah, sure. So I was recognized for the outstanding student organization member for being a part of Husker Venture Fund.
Yeah.
So this past fall, I held the position of director of social and community engagement for Husker Venture Fund. So we're a student-led venture capital firm at UNL. And so that role, I was actually the first person to hold that role. The club is only a couple years old. So I ended up starting an event called Discover Entrepreneurship, where we were able to bring both entrepreneurial clubs at UNL. So Initialize UNL, which is kind of a coding entrepreneurship, Startups UNL, and a couple other ones to come in and kind of have a club fair where they could meet like-minded students and driven students that want to get into the entrepreneurial area. And then we were also able to have a panel of both startup founders and investors that were able to talk through their experience as startup professionals and advocates here in Nebraska. So
Yes.
It was amazing to put on that event. And I kind of think that's what brought that award my way, was kind of being able to start that event and hopefully see that continue in the coming years is super cool.
And I would say from, experience that I've had personally with kind of my journey, and it sounds like this is the case for you as well, being in school, getting involved in those things, but also having an internship on top of it. I think all of those kind of just align super well, but internships allow you to go get involved and do some of those extra things, right?
Mhm.
So, was that talk to me a little bit about balancing that? Cause I know there's probably some interns maybe listening to this that are thinking the same thing of holy cow.
Yeah, it definitely gets a little daunting at times, with so many different things on your plate. But it also gives you those connections that are really going to matter when you're trying to think about your future and think about your career. Being involved in an internship and school and some clubs on campus, being able to combine all of those knowledge sources and bring people from each of those experiences together into one place is something that I found really, really impactful in my college experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're out of time. It goes super fast. But final question for you is, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about whether or not I should do an internship?
Yeah, I would say go for it. Apply for all the ones that you can. The interview experience, the experience of just putting together an application and a resume is going to set you ahead of your peers. And there's no hurt in trying. There's no hurt in reaching out to people, cold emailing people. That's actually what I did to Rick when I was joining the workshop team,
Good for
was
you.
send him a cold email, and he didn't respond to me, but eventually I got on his radar. So just send it.
To
Yeah.
set the record straight, though, on that, he didn't actually know that you and Ian were brothers, did he?
That's correct. Because
Good for you.
I didn't want to use that connection to get me the internship.
Yeah.
So
You know, that's pretty cool. Well, we really appreciate you being here, and glad that you're staying in Nebraska working at Workshop. That's a win for all of us. So
yeah,
thank
thanks
you.
so much for having me on the podcast.